Going live on our third day or the third live basically for our app and content creation app. And I'm going live now today again on multiple channels. So when you're coming in and watching the live now or maybe afterwards, um, let me know your questions. Today is the day to answer them all. So we are here today. Wait a second, Wednesday. So it's Wednesday. The card is closing on Friday. So I'm going to close the doors to enrolling to this app and website creation program. It's going to be Friday at midnight, and then we're all going to probably roll into some kind of calm holiday season. But I definitely wanted to give you the entire time today. I scheduled an hour to answer all of your questions, to show you the back office, and to also give you a small presentation one more time about major features in an app that will make things, I believe, way more beautiful and community-like than anything else. So I wanted to have Max on today, but he is really terribly sick. And I said, you please stay out. um, he's been coughing. He's been like everything. He sounds horrible. You will meet Max no matter what. Once you sign up, you will see and meet him. And I have him on Slack. So that's where he is. So if there's why I wanted to have Max basically online today is because he's the absolute pro in the back end office of everything in regards to the app and PWA, the website. But since he's sick, I want him to stay in bed and do his thing and support us as much as we can. Hey, April, you made it. Beautiful. Well, say hi. Let me know where you're actually calling in from. We have been talking to each other, I think now for almost a week more or less, but let me know where everybody is calling in from. That would be really sweet to know. We live in New Hampshire, so we are right up towards the White Mountains. No snow at this point because it got really warm for a day and everything pretty much melted away. Get better, Max. Thank you so much. Yeah. So for the ones that have been with us already for a while, you all know Seth and Max and myself, and we are the small Blend Precisely team here behind everything you see and feel and hear and whatnot else. So I will tell him, I will let him know. So we've got Florida and we have Texas and let's see, whoever driving in the car and listening in. Facebook users. So the thing is, like when we are streaming actually into the groups, for some reason, StreamYard and Facebook, they don't like each other so much. So the names are not being shown to me, which is not a big deal. From Pennsylvania, beautiful. It's not too far away all. It's, well, Texas is, and Florida actually is far away. Actually, you know what? Max is right now in Florida. So he's sick in Florida. We'll see what that's going to be all about. All right, so welcome. I'm not going. Oh, Wendy, hello. Yes, so you're from Pennsylvania in that case, I assume, because it came right after. Hello, Wendy. Welcome back. So I'm going to start with a slideshow. Then I'm going to put you with me into the back office, and then we are going to tackle any of the questions you might still have, because I do know it is somewhat of a bigger endeavor to maybe move your websites or actually start over again or have two things working simultaneously. So yesterday we were talking a little bit about, and I just wanted to throw this out as a thought and an option as well. We have people that have already an e-commerce website, and we do offer e-commerce websites as well. This one here is specifically to content creation and creating some kind of a course or a membership or any kind of content you want to really bring out as teaching materials. So content creation apps or content apps and e-commerce apps are separate. That doesn't mean you cannot have both. You could have both. It's just what I wanted to put out there. So sometimes we have already somewhere, let's say an e-commerce app out, and maybe we do want to have some kind of a teaching app now or some kind of a blog or something available in the App Store. So you could choose theoretically to have a content app and an e-commerce app, or you leave your website with your e-commerce and all your products where they are, and you open up a content app. So what I also wanted to mention is what I see a content app with a course or a starter course or something else could serve as an incredible lead magnet. So if you, for example, think that you want to, or you have to grow your email list, and having an app is like out there because nobody else has it. You see a lot of freebies, a lot of lead magnets that give you checklists and PDFs, but to actually offer a content app or an app to download to their phone is incredible for collecting email addresses, getting people onto your email list, and then you can sell from there. I did want to put this out because I think you will find that more and more people will consume content on the go, on the app, for example. And it will be like they are basically right with you at all times. Now, just wanted to put this out because the question came up. It's not a combination of e-commerce or content. It's just a content app. If you want to have an e-commerce app, come and send me an email to hello@blendprecisely.io and we can talk about that as well. This one is specifically, I'm just typing in the email address. This one is specifically for content and mini course creation and or a workshop. If you want to go live with a workshop, that's another thing. So just wanted to answer that question because that came in a few times. All right, now let me just share my screen. And I'm going to take you through these few slides because I think they will set the scene then to go back into our back office to see the back office. So basically, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the app features. So there's a lot of things you can do with an app, and we need to be really aware of maybe structuring our app in our head at least, and maybe down on paper if we, or what kind of app we want. Do we want to have a community app? Do we want to have like a content app where you have your blog post, your about, some live videos, some the podcast app, for example? Do you want to have like a podcast and a small freebie course on there? Do you want to spread the word about essential oil safety? Like, we want to think about what kind of content we want to bring to our users. And we have a lot, and you will see that in the moment, we have a lot of extensions, and extensions are so-called little additions you can do and bring into your app, like chat service, like in-app purchases, like community, and so on. We will go through them in a moment. But so this whole thing here shows basically what the app is offering, and with that also the website. Okay, so let's go over here. So what is available? First of all, you're going to get one of these, when you enter an app and there is like the screen that says, hello, let me show you around what this whole thing is about, like a welcome screen. And we call it a walkthrough basically of your app. So there are like 3 different pages, and they will walk you through what the app is all about. And it's basically serves as a welcome for the users. I was trying to make it bigger. Let me just take Wendy just quickly so you can see it a little bit better. So first of all, there's a beautiful welcome screen you can design and you can have. You can work with your own colors, or you can work with existing template colors. Then you have, you have the possibility to work with your own fonts as well. And you will see that there are fonts available in the app, and you can choose from them. For example, here is the Play for Display, and you will see that that font here as well. Then the next thing is that you have over 8,000 icon choices, and those icons are showing up in the app. Whatever you do, if you, they will come up with the next thing. Like any kind of little icons you use in the app, you can choose from over 8,000 already existing icons. So that's pretty cute. You know how you have at the bottom of your app, basically, you can always see these little tabs or your menu bar, so you can change them all around at at a moment's notice. Then the push notifications. I think this is like one of the biggest advantages of having an app, or having an app available to your users. You can have targeted push notifications, meaning it goes out to a certain group of people, or you can have for all subscribers the notifications out there, and then they show up like this, and you know this already if you're subscribed, or if you have an app, or if you get a message in. These ones will come up for them, and it's like right available for them. They don't need to go through emails. They don't need to find you on Facebook. You can message them the most important information right onto their app. And those ones are called push notifications. And they exist also for the PWA, for the website part as well. They do work a little bit differently, but that's something you will learn. So the push notification for an app can be also automated. You can schedule it, and then it can be sent out. So that's really, really cool. And I think this is one of the biggest community putting together, getting into your app type of functionality. I couldn't think of a better word, really, to keep your users actually engaged, to keep your subscribers engaged, to have them come back and read and see and want more about your information. Then the next thing is you can also have appointments and events scheduled. So let's say you do have some kind of a workshop coming up, or if you have a live coming up, you can schedule those ones and have them in the app available. So we will look at that a little bit more in a moment as well. That's really good. Then you do have these beautiful displays of your podcast. So if you want to have a podcast app, or if you want to have all your podcasts available in the app, and you can stream them into the app as well, they become available with just really easy to use buttons, basically. So made for when they're on the go, when they're driving, they can click play and forward and backwards and whatnot else. And also the display is really beautiful. They can also share everything here. They can comment on videos and podcasts, which is really cool too. So they can you can actually get more people sharing your content faster with these available little forward and comment buttons. You can have your video tutorials, vlogging, any kind of video you have available already, or you will produce, you will be able to have on the app as well. So you can have YouTube videos, Vimeo, you can have embedded files, so they can all go and be visible on your app and then on your website at the same time. One more time, what is available. And then I think personally investing into this bootcamp or an app can help your business flourish tremendously in 2024. Otherwise, I would not put so much effort into something that is, in my opinion, not valuable. So it is, I think, a game changer in the business, and it's absolutely valuable. So you will be able to see the back end now, but I did want to mention this one more time. To join is aromatherapist-in-business.com, or you just simply use the link. And then, of course, as always, I've got my little flower here, and I love this little flower. So yes, from nothing to everything, and that fits pretty much our theme. So let's switch over. And if you remember still, I give you all of these brand boards. And what I want to do right now is I'm going to choose a brand board, and I'm going to show you a little bit how I would work with things. And, and in this case, bear with me, of course, because it's all live. It's all pretty much like nothing is prepared, because I wanted you to see the raw version of how things will go, how you will start out with a template, and then how you make it your own. So I'm going to choose just one of these color schemes, and obviously you can use your own branding. Yeah, I wanted to do the Sarah Jones one here, I think. Okay, so As you know, we can use these colors here, and then we can also use the logo. We would play around with that, which we're not going to do today because that's all going to be part of the course. And then here's one more time the mood board. And then let's see, we make this a little bit bigger. They have Daydream and Montserrat. I'm not the biggest fan of this one at all times because it will be hard to read, but we'll see what we're going to do with this. And the Montserrat is a beautiful one because it's easy to read, and we will be able to use this one as well. All right, so let's move over to the back office, shall we? All right. And you should be able to see this right now. Okay. Let me know if you can see it, but you should be. So let's start out with the very first thing. When you come in, you're basically going to choose your theme. And I'm going to go over everything here on the left-hand side. And I'm also going to show you a few things to switch around. And if you have questions, please do let me know. It's a very easy to use application or backend office. It is self-explanatory. There will be times when you are lost. That's normal, like with any other platform. But you will be able to contact us. You will have help, especially during the first 30 days. We will be here and answering all of your questions. And in case you get lost, you can always go back to the roadmaps and you can also check everything there. So just quickly, one more time, PWA, publish in Google Play and then publish in the App Store. So you're building out one design and all of them will be published as you want. So you don't need to publish them all at the same time. You have the possibility to publish only your PWA, which is a progressive web application, which is a website in itself. So a website that is available on the desktop, and then also you can have the Android published and you can have the iOS published. So both of these ones, you don't need to push them out all at once. If you decide to never go live on an app, you can do that too. Of course, I think you should, but it's up to you. So you can publish those ones, all three. Then let's just go over a little bit. Here on the left-hand side is basically your menu bar. There's the content, and that's your content list here. That is basically where you add all of your content. And here currently you will have a preloaded app. So you see already how things will work, and then you can delete things out. Most of the stuff is a demo version in here. So you can see how things are set up right in the beginning, and then you get like a feeling for it much, much faster. So you can see then your comments, trash, and add new content. Then you have the community section for your users, and then also what kind of content should be public and what kind of content should be private. Notifications, these are the push notifications. This is where you basically send out and schedule your push notifications, and they go out then to both of your apps, and they will also go out to a PWA, but there is the PWA, you need to be basically for the native versions, push notifications only work on the ad hoc app version, not the native preview. So what this all means, we're going to explain, let me just put this at a later point. But basically what that means, you can have the push notifications going out to your website, but also going out to your apps. You can schedule them, and then you can obviously also look at the history down here. Statistics are really helpful because you want to know where the traffic is coming from, and any kind of social traffic, external tools you can implement. You can get Google Analytics to show up. You can see in what country it is basically, because this sorry, this app is inactive right now. We don't have it open, but you can see the statistics here where they are all coming from. Sorry. My apologies. Countries, languages, towns. So there are all kinds of external tools. Sorry, I should have my water here. Google Analytics, Android, and for the PWA. And then you can attach those ones or browse for Google Analytics and also Google Tags. So that's available to you right here as well. And then, of course, it's all about your app. We're going to go into this in a moment. And then there's the publishing part where you publish PWA, the Android app, and the iOS app. All right, so before we go into the menu itself, so on the left-hand side, this is what is available for you to customize in terms of the content itself, the community, and then everything what has to do with the app. On the right-hand side, when you go into My App, you will be able to structure, do the colors, the elements, the icons, which theme library, which theme you want. And then also for the splash screen, the launch screen, you will put something in. You know how when a phone comes up for the first time and the little icon you have on your phone for all these different apps. Let me just maybe show you for a moment. So all of these icons here in general, right? Like I've got here, what is it called? The Airbnb, I have Simply Piano, Google Ads, all of these. So these icons will be handled here in the back end on the right-hand side. So when you launch the screen, you have like the welcome, the walkthrough, the logo, or you can also use just letters. So you will have these things available to basically adjust to your colors and to your needs. And then you have this incredible extension store available. Let me just go there. All extensions. I mentioned to you that we have a ton of extensions available and you can go through them. And what these extensions actually mean, they all mean something different. But for example, if you're going in here and say, oh, I'm going to be a content creator, then all of the extensions come up which are related to content creation. You can have a WordPress plugin. So let's say you have already blog posts on your WordPress plugin. You can actually pull them in here. Here's the in-app purchase subscription. YouTube channel you can pull in. You can pull in your Vimeo videos, your Spotify for podcasters. If you have the aromaconnect.net app, you will see my podcasts are on there, and so on. So you can have couponing, any kind of additions you can have on the app. Instagram. A lot also can be done through Zapier or Make. If you have not heard about it, you will learn about this in our classes as well. But basically, if there is something not mentioned here or you're looking for something, then you most likely will be able to connect it through Zapier or through Make. But I mean, with over 160 extensions, you probably will find something. These are all used for travel guides and schools and newspapers and religious organizations and. So there's a lot available, and you can choose all kinds of stuff for your app from the App Store. So by the way, having this one available is what I mentioned yesterday, normally comes to between $105 and $135 a month. So with $39 a month, you're getting all of these. Don't tell anyone else, basically, because that is pretty unique, and this is not existing anywhere else. So you will be able to customize your app as you wish. All right, so let's go back to my app. Okay, so as I mentioned, I chose, let's see, which one? This one here. I chose these colors here, and if you go in and choose these colors, you know that you can take those color codes from Canva, which is really nice, by hovering over, clicking on the color first of all here, then you hover over here and the number will come up. So let's just start out with that, because I think for me that's always the fun part. But also let me put this in preview mode, and this is our preview mode. So you've got the phone preview, the iPad preview, the laptop preview, and the desktop preview. And all of these, no matter what changes you will make, all of these changes will show up. So this one is an app that you will get as a template, and then you can have your content in here, or change it or make adjustments. All right, so now, first of all, I want to just change literally the colors. So you can also choose a different theme, by the way, which is a completely different theme. If you don't know anything about colors, designs, any of that, you can start out with a complete different theme from all of these themes here. You can choose yours. And they're showing you the launch screen size, basically, the 1920 by 1080. And you will be able to then already start with something. If you're not a design person, you can totally start with any of these themes here. So take a look at them when you get in. Maybe you don't want to have something we will give you. You can, and I would say before you start building out your app, make sure you play around first of all with themes and see which one you actually like. And apply it, and then you can see if that works for you. Then if you go into colors and fonts here, this is where you can bring in your own brand colors. Again, you can actually choose from a color theme here. It has also the magic palette you can choose, and then it sets the colors. You can click this over and over again, and it's just moving around colors, as you can see right now. And I think that's fun already. I just love colors, right? And then, woof, that's brilliant. And then you can go into these ones here and actually do your own colors. And it's depending what you want. So let's say okay, let's just start with something. Let's say we want to choose these colors here right now. I'm going to actually simply copy the hex code color, go into my back office, and then tell what kind of color I want here for the header, for the primary colors. So let's just change this one around and use the color button, come over here, put in the hex code and say choose. And so this one got a little bit dark. Okay, let's change this one maybe to a white. So this one is coming up as a white. Then I can go down here and maybe choose a different color. Oops, I'm always going into the wrong one. And let's say we want to have maybe more of the gold color here. That one is probably, let me just double check that we can get this color in as well. More of the gold color. See all. All right, where is this one here? Okay, so let me go in and grab the gold color. And put this one into the back office here as well. And let's see, let's choose. That's the primary colors when I later on hover over things. And the menu background, please not this blue for me. So I'm gonna choose again this one. And let's see, the buttons. Yeah, let's take the yellow maybe for the buttons in this case. And then you can choose your colors around. Okay, and then you see the colors here, the blue. Now this one here in general, I don't like so much, but I don't want to get stuck. I just want to show you things today, how you can work with these different colors and fonts and gradients. So this one normally takes quite a little bit time for me because I always like to get it super perfect. If you're not happy with this, you can literally just reset your colors or go and choose a different one. So that's first of all how you can choose your color schemes. Then let's say you want to, now I of course, let me just go here. Huh. Okay. I don't know. I'm very picky with colors. It's horrible. Let's just keep it at this. And then you can go over to fonts and you can actually, again, choose a font family. And those font families also show up on your font board. So you can use any of these ones. This one is called Daydream. This one is called Montserrat. And then you can go in here and choose those different fonts from here. And if you want to use fuzzy bubbles, that's how it's going to look like. If you want to use Fondamento, then it's going to look like different. The really cool and beautiful thing is, while you're building it out, you will have immediate feedback without needing to save everything and then enlarge it or do whatever you need to do. Everything is happening while you're doing this on the left-hand side. And so you can choose your colors, you can choose the size if you want to have it bold, if you want to have it just lightweight. You can also increase the font size. And let's see, let's just take this one right now. And you can go through the other fonts like Montserrat. I like, we have it already on our brand board, and I'm going to just leave it. And then it will come up in different colors, in different sizes. So that's pretty normal for web design or app design, right? So you do know that you want to have a little bit of a larger font maybe here, and then you want to be smaller, of course, for some other things. And especially when you go in and have writing and text and so on. And if you play the video, you have different sizes of fonts, and the eye needs that in order to not fall asleep. Okay. Let's say apply changes, and those fonts and colors will be applied. And then you can also, again, go over here, refresh this one, and it will come up here with the color changes we just did. A little bit more boring than the green before. Now, the structure itself, we're going to come to in a moment. I wanted to take you over to the icon, which is going to come up. So you can have something ready to write, but you can also upload something from your library, like your logo, for example. Let me just see if that one works. And there's always a size and everything to it. So if you have, for example, a certain size, then you want to make sure, or if the app requires a certain size, and this shows it here with a little question mark, it will tell you 320 by 320 and 1024 by 1024. And that is because different sizes are needed to be displayed basically on the desktop, on the iPad, or on the phone as well. And then you can change the background color again and make it all pretty. So this is, for example, when you want to use this logo. And that basically, let's go back here. And this one is basically going to show up on the app down here, where you have your little names below it. So here it has the logo. Oops, let me just show you. It has the logo, and then it says Airbnb below it. So you could then, and that's a character limit. You can then just say EO safety, for example. And this will then come up under. So you can have your logo, you can have a drop, you can do whatever you want to do. Make it visible so they can recognize it visually. It's like, oh, that is Sarah, or that is Wendy, or that is Tracy. So that you want to make sure that they recognize your logo back or whatever you put on there. And I wouldn't change that too often, because then it gets really confusing, since people do have apps. And Airbnb has a very simple logo, for example. It's easy to recognize on red background. Is like, how much easier can it? It just screams at you. So these are all little design choices you probably want to do, but you don't need to get it right in the beginning. I always say, do your version 1.0, go ahead and publish. Over time, you will make changes, and that's totally fine. But your major goal is to start out your year with something really, really cool. So get in it, get it done, and make it better at the next month, the next day, the next week, whenever you have time to do this. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and say generate, and then it's actually already generating it, making it ready for the app. And it comes up for all the other sizes, which is really, really cool. It's so sweet to have it show up on the PWA. It's good to have it show up on Android, because they all require different sizes. And in the beginning, that wasn't available like 3 years ago. We had to still manually resize all of them. And every time we made a change, we had to resize all of them. And that was just driving me absolutely nuts. Now they have this wizard in there. You can make a change, and then it's going to update all of your home screens, Android, PWA, and iOS. So that's cool. there's your icon. So that's done and ready. Then you're probably gonna go ahead and look at element style. That means how are the pictures going to be coming up. See here the rounded corners. So this is what you're going to see then. If you change those ones over, they will have a square. You can have it lightly rounded or you can have it all rounded. Then you can have effects by zooming in and zooming out type of techniques. See that? Then you have opacity. That means there's like a layer going over, if you can see that. And then, of course, the zoom out is as well. So you can choose that part. You don't even know how detailed you can get and how different from one app to the other one. And you would not even recognize that everybody uses the same background or the same back office, but they can come out with completely different designs. And that's pretty cool. You can have also button styles, different ones. You can say, I want to have it all filled in. I want to have it just surrounded. I don't want to have anything around it. So you can choose that part too. Let me just go in, see if we find a button somewhere. Here. So let me see. Oh no, I need to click here. I'm sorry. I'm the other screen. So you would need to, let's go over here. Okay, I'm out now. This is where Max would be better now, how to apply this one, but it should be fairly easy by just applying what you want, and then it will refresh this. The size and layout, and then also for the form fields. Okay, there are forms. You can also have forms. You have forms available that your users can fill out. So if you have, for example, an application process, let's say you bring a course out and they don't have access right now and you want the right people to come in, you can have a form they need to fill out before. Give me your information. What level are you? Where are you? And I can then decide if you're the right match for my content over here, or maybe I need to bring you to the beginner level or whatever. Yeah, so there are forms available as well. And then you have quite a few more app icons. The back button here on top, I can choose, let's make it a bigger change. So this back button here, you can choose different versions. I like this one right now. You can have like bookmark this favorite, or bookmark any of the articles or blog posts you're writing. You can put in, I don't know, I have never mentioned that actually, but you can actually have a map in in your app as well, so that you can actually have your users come to a certain place. So if you have a workshop or a class that is not online, it's offline, you can have your users click on the address and it will go straight to Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever map you use. And then they will get the driving directions to the workspace, to the workshop or the event. So you're able to actually have Google Maps in there. You can also say, okay, you know what? These are my favorite suppliers. And then you can showcase your favorite suppliers on the app for your customers. So I have not even touched, I think, what is possible, but I also don't want to overwhelm you because there is a lot possible. And then over time, you might be starting out very simple, and over time, you might be adding like a coupon for customers, or you might be adding the chat service or something else. So I just want you to see everything, but also be aware to not put maybe everything in your app right away, because then you also have to, of course, manage it while you're still getting used to the app. Now let's go over to the structure. And that is basically your home, where you're going to say, I'm going to have a blog post, I'm going to have a podcast, I'm going to have my about page, I'm going to have my entire home screen, and I'm going to also have my course or maybe another course, right? So you can choose that too. So I started today here, the essential oil safety, because I did want to give you a little bit of input how you can structure things. But basically, you can add a section, and then you can say, I want to add photographs, videos, a map, my WordPress blog, RSS feeds, QR code, who would have thought, but that's existing, custom code, of course, as well. If you have something that you have, I don't know, we sometimes have a special button and we put it in ChatGPT and it spits out an HTML code. You can have different URLs, obviously. You can also then, add any kind of podcast streams, Vimeo, Flickr, Etsy. You can also add your Shopify store. That section enables you to add Shopify site to your app. Now, that one is possible to show and to be there, but I would need to double check here with Max if the Shopify and Etsy in the content app, how it actually would come up. So maybe I can give you an answer in a little moment, but I don't know if how they would show up, the Shopify and the Etsy store. So I will just wait. Maybe Max, if you hear me, if you're still there, maybe you can check if the Shopify or Etsy thing could be added here. If not, I will get you this answer for sure too. All right, so these are all these additional sections you can add, like an events calendar. Now let's just go over and look at the current app as it is already set up here. So should we do the laptop, the phone, the iPad? Which view should we do? I'm gonna do maybe the iPad. I'm rarely in the iPad view. So let me just go in here. So this home screen, you can actually, you can turn it around as well. This is like new as well. So you can turn it around to an iPad view. That's so funny. And you can see your home screen. So your home screen, basically, let's just go down, holds here a few videos. You can do a welcome text as well. You don't need to have a video. Again, everything is exchangeable. You don't need to stick to what you see. It's super customizable. A little about page, you can take that one out. Oh, Max, if you're there, can you just for demo, take out the About Us page? I do not want to have this on the home screen. I would like to rather have it somewhere else, but not on the home screen. So if you could just disable and take this one out, that would be really fantastic. And let me know if you hear me and if you get this done. And then there's our blog posts. It only shows a few of them. You can choose how many you want to display. Maybe just one, maybe just 3, maybe 4 of them. I'm not sure. Then there is the podcast. So if you have podcasts, you can display them, just a few. So the homepage is meant to give them an overview a little bit of what you're actually doing, what you can do. You don't need to give them the whole enchilada already right there on the home screen, but you want to give them a taste of it. It's like a little bit looking into the menu at a restaurant. So let me just refresh. He says About Us is out. And then let's see if it is out. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so it's gone. So basically he just disabled it in the back end. It's not visible anymore. And then you can start adjusting. I also want to see, let's see. And also, Max, if you can, could you use this What Are Essential Oils? I would like to see this actually all the way at the top of the screen, because this is what it's all about. So if you could change that, please, that would be really sweet. And then you have your agenda here, for example. If you have classes, then you have Who Are We? Discover Us. This is where the About page should go then, right? Not right in your face in the beginning. So you can click then here and it would actually bring you to the About page. Now, do note, these things are not from us. I would not put them in there, these little graphics, but I'm much more of a flower person. So this is all demo content right now. And then let's go back down to let's see, here's the menu bar, and let's see if we can go to the calendar. Okay, so your calendar can then show up with any type of lives, workshops, online classes, offline classes, no matter what you have, they can all show up right here. They can go in, they can learn more, they can share your events on Facebook or tweet them. This should become an X, I think. You can have a comment section here as well. And you can save this one, and then it actually, see directions would bring you to the Google Maps. as you can say. And then in this case, you have to go all the way to France, by the way, which I don't mind, but that would be a far. What if I put Tamworth, where I live right now, in here? Yeah, that's quite a distance, isn't it? It doesn't quite get me there. But that was funny. I didn't know it's in France. So this demo class here is in France, and then this one is actually New York, Manhattan. So it's a little bit closer if I were to open up this one here, and my starting point would be maybe my home or wherever, whatever. Let's put in Boston in this case, Massachusetts. And then it probably will give you the directions for driving. So that's right in your app as well. So let's see if Max was already able to switch that over, because I know he was looking up also the Shopify thing for you. Oh, here it is. Thank you so much. That's really, really sweet. Thank you. So here's now what are essential oils. And I show you where he did that quickly. So he went here to the home page. And let me just refresh mine now too, because he's in there at the same time. You have this little edit button here. Then you go in, and then you can hover over, and it shows you which areas it will actually you go in to redesign or do something different. So let's go layout of the home. And that's exactly where he did it. He just took these things and actually scooched them around, and they will come up. Let's put them down here. See how it moves down? And then we have this one on top again. So that's where he did it. It's so, so simple. It's really sweet. And then immediately you can do preview, and then you will also have a publish button. So when you're live, for example, you then click the publish button once you're ready, so you can preview everything before you go live with it. And then it will publish it for you, and then you will be able to see it. So let me just quickly see. So the Shopify, oh, that's cool. Okay, so the Shopify will actually redirect you to your Shopify site, and the same with the Etsy. It will redirect users to the external Shopify site. So that's actually really nice in case you have already a Shopify site, or you have an e-commerce site on any other platform, I guess, in this case, Shopify. But you will be able to actually put a link in, I guess, and you can redirect it over then. So then it would just open up your Shopify site outside of your app or wherever it is, and the same with Etsy. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. It's basically a button link, he says. Okay. Okay, so here we go with those changes. Now let's look a little bit here. So let's say you have videos. You can divide up your videos into sections as well. So for example, you can have, let's say you have videos available and they are for beginners. So you could call them beginner safety classes or beginner safety tips. Then you have intermediate, and then you maybe have advanced. Let's make it very simple. You have beginner, intermediate, and advanced videos. You could do the same thing with your podcasts. You can have not only a public podcast, but you can have a member or subscriber related podcast. And where you say, okay, you know what, every morning I'm going to give you a new tip about essential oils. You create your push notification, you send it out, you say a new recipe is available. Come on over here and check it out. Now, if you want to create classes, you obviously want to have a structure more around in your classes. So let's just go over here and go to the menu down here. Go to essential oil safety, and then again, these logos, all of this you can change around. I just put this together today really quickly, thinking about how an essential oil safety beginner class can look like. Intro to essential oils, using essential oils safely, special considerations, recognizing and avoiding risks, and then application and case studies in case you have those and you want to demonstrate them. And then you can obviously go in and have like a whole list of small little lessons there. They all can get icons as well. You can also have them, for example, here's a video I just uploaded earlier, and then overview here. You can have them as videos. You can also put articles in or some other things. So if you click into one, for example, not only will they get an image, they will also see who wrote it. So if you have a team, you can also choose a different person on your team that maybe wrote the article. When it was written, you can disable those as well. And then you can write your text, and then you can attach PDF files here as well. So that would work on the mobile phone, and it would work on this one and on the laptop and also on the desktop. Again, this is not, I didn't take a lot of time today to beautify everything, but I put this one all together pretty much in maybe 10 minutes and I used ChatGPT for it, and I put the course outline together and all of this. So I will show you how I did that. So basically the entire course, if I would have just spent my energy on this, I would probably get this ready within 5 to 6 hours. And so can you, because I will show you how to do it, but it's in general totally possible. So you can divide up your space in here by courses, essential oil safety. Then you can put in maybe, I don't know, give me some ideas, like another class you can put in. You can also do custom authors. Yes, exactly. So you can do different authors and different people, contributors. So let's think a little bit. Is there a progress bar for courses helping students? No, but I know that's in the works right now. Yes, so that one is a wish list item and it is on the works. It's not out right now. Let me just answer these questions. Does PWA connect with a custom domain? So Tracy, that's a good question. So this entire setup as it is uses all the same domains. So if you want, for example, the PWA to go live under Tracy Green, then tracygreen.com, for example, would be your name for your website, and it will also be used for any other thing. So the PWA and the iOS. Now, do keep in mind that the apps actually come out under your app name, like EO Safety. So you would basically connect it via your own domain host, and you can use any kind of domain name. I think, does that answer your question? Does Peter connect via custom domain? Yes. So we use GoDaddy, so we have everything connected to GoDaddy. Let me know if that answered your question, if this answered your question. To create unlimited courses, yes, you can create anything here. This menu section, I think so. So do let me know, Tracy, because I think what you mean is, does PWA connect via custom? Okay. Does PWA, I think I answered that question. Does PWA connect via custom domain? Yes, it does. I think so. That's the question. Yes, it does. Okay, I answered it. Perfect. So in regards to the courses, so basically what you have in here is the option to create different menus and different materials. So let's say there's a difference now, and that is app related. That's, by the way, also iOS related. So you can, for example, if you want to have in-app purchases and you would like to create a course, then you will be able to only create one course, and Apple will then do the in-app purchases. Now, this is all restrictions coming from Apple. If you, for example, have a PWA, you can have these ones here, and let's see, where, here. So if you have a PWA, for example, you can have these menus as you want. So let's go back here. So see, these are called menus on the right-hand side, and you can replace them with the same word as course. So you can have as many menus as you want, calendars as you want, about pages as you want. I mean, you don't want to confuse your user, but basically, if you take money for your course, Apple wants you to have one course per platform. So if you want to have it on the PWA, you can have, or on the website, you can have as many as you want. They don't care then. And you can also take the payments as you want. They don't care. But in here, you do have the possibilities to create anything here as you wish, as many courses as you wish. But keep in mind, if you do in-app purchases, then Apple wants you to have one course. And that is Google Play is much, how do you say, is more flexible than Apple is. I think Apple is just a little bit more of a stickler when it comes to purchases and what they allow. They are very careful, for example, with content in regards to children and when it's about weapons and so on. So that's where it is more difficult with Apple. But in general, this is here your entire website, and you have maybe a lead magnet as a course, and then you have maybe that is free, and then you maybe have a course that they want to purchase in the app. Now, if you want to have, for example, let's say you have your emails and a landing page, and you say, okay, I'm going to charge you, I don't know, let's say $10 a month, or you have like a account on Apple and you have a subscription, right? So you have a subscription and you charge $10 a month. Then you have the ability here to charge it through the app. So there are two scenarios. You can have the app in purchase, that's what it's called. Or you can also say, okay, I'm going to charge something outside of the app, and then you can create content, and then with the content you can go live and have groups. Or you decide you don't charge anything in this case, but you're going to use this as a lead magnet or as your new piece of website, and then you can also publish this one. You can have user groups, you can have chat services, and all of this then available. If you were to decide in-app purchases, for example, Apple does not allow you to have user groups. That's what it is. So you can definitely have user groups, chat services, and all of that, and go ahead and charge your people somewhere outside. And that is basically not the case for Google. But if you go live with Apple, you can also decide to not go live with Apple and say, I'm only going live on Google platforms and on PWAs, which is rarely seen. You want to be live on everything. But we will help you through any of these type of questions. And I hope that answers your questions a little bit or a lot. Okay. So yeah, you can have as many menus, as many courses, as many calendars, as many blog posts, as many terms and conditions, which you probably don't want, but definitely as many things on your app showing up as you wish. So let's see, the blog post looks like this, and we can, or you can actually put the blog post as you want. You can simply go in here, let me show you, and modify the design. And by going into this list here, you can say, I want my blog post to show up like this, or like this, or like this, if you have maybe many blog posts, or maybe you want to have them show up like large, and then they're available through the buttons down here to swipe. Grids, and you can also make one blog post, the top one larger, and then the other ones below you can make smaller. And you can make those adjustments with any kind of, let me go back, with any kind of the menu items. You can choose how you want to have things displayed. Yeah, I can show you user groups. Max, can you do me a favor and add the extension user groups, and then they will show up here if you can, please. Just give me a second. So you have a community piece already. You have a user list here, and with the user list, you can make your content public or private. So the subscribers, for example, can get access to your private content. Upon downloading your app, they have the possibility to subscribe to your newsletter. And did I mention that's a good list builder for your emails? So you can make content available for free, a certain amount of content, and then the other amount of content, like maybe the course, you're like, it's not going to be available to you. It's only going to be available to a certain set of users. So it will come up actually with a little log icon then, and it will not be available for the users. Let me just see something. Oh no, I'm here, and I need to refresh maybe. Let me just see something. If I need to do anything else here, go to the menu, go to essential oil, safety, go in here. I think I need to click save somewhere else. So you can make it here in the back end basically available to only a certain group of people. Our user group is enabled. Okay, so the user group is enabled. Let me just check. To a certain group of people. Okay, so let me go back here to the user list. Okay, right. And you can create a new group here, and then you say, for example, subscribers, and add that group. And then you can add a group that is called non-subscribers. Okay, and then you make it available here. And then let me just go back to see if, because I don't have all users in there right now, if it will actually show up. Yeah, here it is. So you can then say, okay, I'm going to make it available, to just the subscriber list, and then they get access to subscribers. So that's what I meant by users, by groups. So you can put people into certain groups. I hope, I'm not sure who asked that, but maybe Wendy. So you can say beginner level groups, intermediate, I don't know, gold star groups, and so on. So you can divide them all up and give them different content in your app. So some users will only see the beginner content and others will see the gold star content. Let me know if that answers the question, if that makes sense. Okay, so, all right, let's see if I missed anything. And Max, let me know if I missed anything, if you can, please. And thank you for your help. I promised him I'm gonna take an hour and then he can go back to bed. But I think we covered here pretty much everything. So let me just recap. Oh, the user profile. Let me just talk about the user profile for just a second. So people, could you add the chat as well, Max, just for a moment? So maybe I can get it to work here. So there's a chat in your app. Okay, great. It makes sense. I'm glad. Okay. Thank you. So April, I'm going to answer your question too. So with groups, I could have EO content, mindset content, self-care content, nutrition content. Exactly. You can exactly divide it up like this. Yep. Beautiful. I like the content. I'm going to be part of your app. So in regards to the user itself, so the user can set up their profile on your app, and then you can actually also view their profile. Now, Max said chat is added. Let me just see if I can get it to work here. All right, let's see. So if I have a user, let me see, I can message them from here, and you can especially message them. So you can go in here, see that? This is right happening in your app. And that is just, I love this because it brings you so much closer to your community. So you can chat with George, you can chat with John if he's online or not. It's depending on his settings as well. So if he sets that he's not available for chat, then he will not show up. But in general, your users, when they sign up, they can then also talk to you. And that I think is pretty cool. I just thank you for enabling that. And then my information, they can put in a few more information here as well in account. So when they go to their account, when they sign up, they can update their photo. They can come in here with, they can update their password, obviously, as well, allow users to contact me. And that is where you can then decide yes or no, log out, delete my account, and save. So that is basically your user setup when they sign up or if they want to be in contact with you. Okay, and so Max just said that users can also message each other if they want. All right, so let me see. Do you have any questions? And Max, let me know if I missed anything essential, because if this can go on for hours now, I can show you everything. But basically, I think for you to know, can users interact with others in the community? I think the answer is yes. Max, if you can just double check on that one. Yes, okay, yes. So they can, yes. And that's helpful when you're not always available, then they can just chat with each other and they can actually find the answer most likely. It's a little bit like a Facebook group then, where sometimes you're not always available, but somebody will always be able to jump in and they could contact them as well. All right, so with the in-app purchase, basically, when you have an in-app purchase enabled, you can basically create your in-app purchase subscription. So if you have a user, for example, come in and say, I would like to be part of your course, you can then charge any amount you want, $49, $179, $30, and whatnot else. Now, do keep in mind when you have an in-app purchase that, I'm just checking. No, yeah, that's exactly what I'm touching right now. So if you have an in-app purchase enabled, and let me show you the extension here, all extensions, in-app purchase. Let me see if I find it. I think Max is maybe adding it as well. So this is here in-app purchase subscriptions. Make money in your app with in-app purchase subscriptions. And that one is also available for you because you're part of our community then. And then you can actually have in-app purchase subscriptions. So let me just go back and see if it is part now. Let me see if it comes up. I think become a member, subscribe, restore. Max, just point me quickly where it will show up, and then I can show that part. Subscribe, restore subscription. So that one is the subscription, become a member. Content list, okay. Content list, oh, I see. All right. Yeah, can you restrict content and then I can show it? I think choose section. Okay. All right, and then, oh, here, free or restriction. Okay, so here you can restrict the content and restrictions, paid content. It will automatically update. You can go back, refresh, and then here should be a little lock item coming up. Let me see. Did I do this right? Top right checkbox. Okay. I think if he would be online, he would be faster now, but you can basically have the restriction part enabled here right now, paid. Come on, do it. All right, I think I got it. All right, it's fine. Okay, paid. Okay, can I have now preview, please? Let me see. Okay, literally, can you just do this for a moment? And then I can, and tell me which one it is, and then it will come live with a little log item, so I can actually show you. So maybe he can do this for me. I'll publish. I have to click publish. Thank you. I forgot about that. You know, that is actually quite something to do a demo while you have someone on Slack that is sick, and then, oh, here it was. Oh, okay. I got it. All right. Thank you. Okay. Meditation solo. Give me just 1 second. I will get there. Meditation solo. Here it is. Thank you. So here's the little lock icon now. And then it will not be available when they click on it. Subscriber content only. Subscribe, already a subscriber. So this is the part where they would then sign up and pay. And I wanted to show that because that would be a part of your monetization in the app quickly. So where you can make content basically available to paid members and content available to the free members. So that's pretty cool, I think, because it's easy. And you know how you can be on the phone actually, and you just have mostly your card information already in there. And then you click the button somehow twice, and then you can get access. Now, that part is available to you as well. All right, now let me see if I forgot anything. But I think it's pretty much it. So the lock sign, this is then only for in-app. Here's like a little menu. And these ones are all customizable as well, depending how you want to have it show up. And they have the home page. Then one more time, they have it in different versions. And you can customize everything. Now, let me know if you have any other questions. But what I did want to show you quickly is if you have, or if you decide to become part of this bootcamp, and if you want the app and all of this one, we do offer, and that is our little bonus, if number 3, actually bonus number 3, if you want to be part and have a dilution ratio calculator, we have that one then ready to go for you as well. So you would be able to use this dilution calculator for your people. And for example, they put in almond oil and they're going to say, I'm going to put in 1 ounce of almond oil. Then they're going to maybe add a few essential oils. So in terms of safety, you can then have the possibility to have the safety informations right here for them. And you can then also have them go and see if their dilution ratio is correct. So this one would be a bonus. If you like to have this in your app, you can get this one for your users into your own app. So we would make this one available and you can use this one. You can tell your users, be safe, come and use the essential oil dilution calculator. And then you can have them enter their recipe, double check their safety information, and double check if their dilution ratio is correct. So wanted to point this one out. This one can be part of your app as well. And we would then give you the possibility, we would actually either add it for you or we tell you how to do it, and then you can add it yourself. That is a really cool little thing. And I think, to be honest, no other aromatherapist or other person has this out there. So it will directly set you to, I care about you, and you can get the dilution ratio into your app. All right, so let me know if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have, any comments, any suggestions, any thoughts, whatever it is you have, I'm still here. I'm happy to answer them. I don't want to go much beyond. We are now in 1 hour, 15 minutes, and I think that is just right to get everything done for you in time. So I think I covered everything I needed to cover today. This all looks so amazing. I'm excited to join. I'm so happy. Sean, I think you will really, really love this. To be honest, I think the most beautiful part of this is I believe it will bring you closer to your community. You will be able to help faster. You have the possibility to spread the word about essential oils and safety, and essential oils and safe recipes or formulations. You can give them your opinion about your suppliers. You can work with them on a daily basis somehow. So you know how much we get lost sometimes on Facebook, and I mentioned that I think in my first live is I don't even want to open up sometimes Facebook anymore. And I actually, for private purposes, I do it very, very rarely. So I think this one is the next step up to a luxurious customer and you relationship. And yeah, so thank you. Thank you for saying that, Sean. Thank you. This was really helpful, and I can see the possibilities. I'm excited to help faster and provide content faster. Right, Tracy? I think this is what we are here, and that's what we actually want. We want to help people, and we cannot do this if we are somewhere hidden amongst all of these other things that are going on Facebook and websites. I mean, websites are great and they're necessary, I think. But again, this one will make you stand out a little bit more. You can send it to your customers and say, please go ahead, download my app and look at everything I have available for you. And if you need more help, if you need to book a consultation, they can all do it through the app at their fingertips. So yeah, this is something I've been looking for. So happy I found Plan Precisely. You're so welcome, April. I know you're still working, so feel free to jump off at any time. But yes, so I mean, the big part of what we want to achieve is just to have this ecosystem ready for you with, the starter business courses or an app or a website. If you decide to just do the website, you can do the e-commerce. You can email me if you want to have an e-commerce app. We do that as well. And then, of course, you have Blend Precisely for all of your recipes and everything else. So without you, this world would be a pretty sad place. So make yourself more visible, I would say. Stick up, stick out, and get your community signed up to your app and then get rolling next year. I think it's beautiful if you decide to go with it. So, anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for listening. I will continue to answer questions. Again, the doors are closing on Friday. I'm just going to give you quickly one more time the email, which is very, very easy to remember. And I redirected it, aromatherapistsinbusiness.com. If you go there, you will find the sign up and all the other information. Remember our bonuses. You're going to get the brand boards and mood boards. You're going to get an incredible AI vault with all of the prompts you need to build out the app, to build out your course. And you will also get the dilution ratio calculator into your app if you want that, to just make sure your people are safe if they want to start creating their own recipes. That is optional. And then I hope to see you next year. I would love to work with you. And I know we would have a lot of fun. So whatever you decide, I wish you all the best. And then I will see you back probably maybe with the Blend Precisely next week. We have our roadmap, but if not, maybe next year then. Talk to you very soon, and I will send you another email as well. Talk to you. Bye-bye, everyone. Ciao.